Hello listeners, Dylan here. Before we get started, I do have to apologize because there are some audio issues with today's episode. So I do apologize. It does have a bit of an echoey feel. I've done my best to remedy it, but the audio issues are unfortunately permanently stuck to this episode. I do hope you still listen to it, because it is quite interesting and quite creepy. And I think it is enjoyable regardless of the issues. But next week I will be certain to make sure that the audio issues are gone, that we'll be back on top of our game, and we'll have smooth sailing from here on out. So, again, I apologize, but please do enjoy the episode, and of course, you're listening to the Foil Hat Broadcast.
Hello and welcome to the Foil Hat Broadcast with your hosts,
Dylan.
And Reese.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, listeners.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you for listening to the show again. Boy, howdy.
Boy, oh boy. Wowie wow.
So, normally,
Uh-huh.
we here,
Mm-hmm.
us two, at the Foil Hat Broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
we like to have a laugh, take the piss
Oh yeah.
out of these conspiracies.
Because
Because most of them
they're pretty funny.
are pretty funny,
Uh-huh.
90% bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Today, we're talking about the MKUltra project, which is 90% true.
99% to 100% absolutely real.
It dawned on me about 10 minutes into my research when there were exposed financial documents
Mhm.
and witness testimonies that were exposed thanks to the Freedom of Information Act,
Mhm.
that the MKUltra projects were a thing that actually happened.
Yep.
What was MKUltra?
Well,
Well,
MKUltra was essentially a CIA mind control program. They experimented in the behavioral engineering of humans from approximately 1953 to 1973.
now, not to jump to conclusions, we're not guaranteeing that the government has controlled all of our brains. They could.
Probably.
But it's not a guarantee. What did happen was all of the experiments they were trying to get to this conclusion.
Yes.
Which encompasses a lot of creepy, depressing shit.
Really terrifying and very upsetting.
Yeah, it really makes you lose faith in the government, as if you haven't already. And it's where to begin. So, do you have a place to start with this? I'm
don't.
trying to think. Okay, let me just give a little bit of background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so MKUltra, which was intentionally a cryptic name, like they did that on purpose so no one could figure out what it was supposed to be. MK, I don't remember what MK means, but the Ultra was a code used during World War II to classify top-ist level security shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they were projects that started undergoing in 1950, like 3.
1953. I
Yeah.
just said that.
Oh, did you?
You must listen to me when I speak, sir. Like I don't, but you do. I forgot Wisconsin or Michigan or
I don't.
Maine,
I'm
where
a bad
she
listener.
live.
I don't hear dates very well.
And I don't hear places.
So it went on until like 1973. It was sort of in decline for most of its run. It started off with a lot of budget and then slowly declined until it's finally halted in 1973. They would.
Or
What?
instead of it declined and then halted in 1973, it declined and then they were like, "Oh, we found what it does," and now we're all getting screwed over because they're.
Well, yeah, it was officially halted because in 1973, which was the year of the Watergate scandal,
Ooh.
which is why they actually did that. The head of the CIA demanded that all documents related to these experiments were to be burned, so that no one would ever find out that the MKUltra project was even a thing. The only reason we know it's a thing is because some of the documents that survived were financial, like they were like finance reports.
Mhm.
So no one really thought anything of them, but they had proof that the MKUltra projects were being funded directly by the CIA
Oh my god.
or through like front operations. So the project sort of preyed on unwitting civilians from the U.S. and Canada in mental hospitals, universities, and prisons. The ones I got a lot of testimonies from were from the McGill University Hospital, or the McGill Mental Health Institute, which was the Canadian one.
Yeah, Canada.
And they would sort of lure people in under the guise of basic treatment for things like, they were usually mild stuff, at least
Oh, yeah.
in terms of the McGill
It's just
Institute.
like some
Anxiety, mild depression, psychosomatic like pains, and they would lure these people in and do horrible experiments on them to test how they could further influence the minds of everyone around them.
Well, who was doing this? It was these were actually conducted from these experiments in Canada at the Institute. Started in 1957 and continued into 1964, where Scottish psychiatrist Donald Cameron was paid $69,000, which in that era was that's a lot of money.
It's equivalent to now would be more like $600,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's close around that. So
to travel from New York to Canada to perform MKUltra experiments at McGill University. You said something about he might not have known that
here's the thing.
He was working for them.
And this isn't a defense about the guy because he's a fucking nut job.
He's awful.
And you'll figure out why fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a sad episode. Sorry. But I read that the CIA sort of worked through a lot of front operations, so his research and experiments were being funded by an organization that was just a front for the CIA, so they didn't have any. There wasn't they could cut the paper trail, so they couldn't trace it back to the CIA directly.
Mm-hmm.
But they were still being funded, and I think the finance report sort of linked them together too. Like the CIA was giving money to these people who were giving money to him. So
yeah, it was pretty messed up.
Yeah, it was
the whole
messed
thing.
up. But continuing,
he worked on a concept known as it's like
psychic driving. Yeah,
where a patient would be given paralytic drugs and then be exposed to hundreds of thousands of repetitions of a recorded statement. He then later explored depatterning.
Depatterning?
Depatterning.
Oh, depatterning. Okay.
I can't speak.
That's cool. I
Depatterning.
didn't know what this was.
Which involved electroshock,
Mhm.
sensory deprivation, and large doses of LSD to break down the subject's personality, theoretically to be
Altered,
replaced by
reprogrammed.
whatever they
Yeah.
wanted them to be. Patients would enter the institute with really minor problems, just like acute anxiety and depression, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And then leave with amnesia and the inability to speak, or just total brain damage, just done.
There was actually one. I don't know how. This is just a bit on Wikipedia that
Mhm.
said that there was a point where some people were able to be persuaded that the interrogators that were asking them questions were their parents.
That's
They
so
messed their brain
weird.
up so much that they attached those feelings to their interrogators. It's wicked
That's
crazy.
like the most insane version of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to fall in love with your captor. It's another thing to be like, are you my dad?
Hello, Dad. Hello.
Hello, father.
Hello, Father.
That's terrifying.
No.
I don't like all that.
So, I have testimonies.
Let's get some testes.
Oh.
Break out those testes. That was a Pete Holmes joke.
Why would you say these things to
It was
me?
a Pete Holmes joke.
You just said on our show, break out those testes. Good thing. Well, actually, no. We know. I sorry, kids. If there are kids listening,
You shouldn't be listening to us.
this is a bad show to listen. Although I think my friend Heather said that her kid likes the sound of my voice or something
who doesn't like the sound of your
I
voice?
help sleep or something like that.
You have the best voice.
So here are some testimonials. I have paraphrased a bit
Okay.
just to keep things semi-quick. The first one is from a woman named Zal Orliko, which is a weird name. I don't know.
Polish, maybe?
Maybe. So she came to the Institute to help with her depression, and so Dr. Donald Cameron, the Scottish psychiatrist, the awful man, would administer LSD, and this is what she had to say. He injected the lysergic acid, which is LSD. I forget the full name, lysergic acid dye chemical name. He injected lysergic acid into my vein, patted me on the shoulder, and said, "Now there, lassie, we'll see you later," and went out and closed the door.
You gotta do it in the accent.
Now, lassie, how do I do an accent?
Now there, lassie.
Now there, lassie.
You know how to do it.
We'll see you later.
Just do David Tennant.
Yeah. Channel your David Tennant. I don't want to, although he did that creepy character in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
He went out and closed the door. It was only a few minutes before I began to feel very peculiar and things became very distorted. I didn't seem to have control over anything and began throwing myself from one side of the room to the other. I didn't know what to do to stop the feeling. It felt like my bones were melting.
That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Robert Logie, who was admitted for severe leg pains that were thought to be psychosomatic. Psychosomatic means that because of a mental or emotional damage, your body reacts by sort of... A lot of times it happens in a lot of soldiers who come back from, they'll have war wounds that like a leg limp or pain in their sides or somewhere, but it's all because of like post-traumatic stress.
And you would think, wouldn't that be similar to like phantom limb, whatever?
Yeah.
Like you get a pain in your arm, but you don't have an arm.
Yeah, but this one, the arm is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that still would be psychosomatic pain.
Apparently this kid, and I don't know what his psychosomatic thing was, because he was only 18 apparently when this occurred.
Oh no. Just
so
a wee-in.
He received sleep therapy, which is when they basically pump you so full of drugs that you spend most of the day sleeping. Electroshock, the psychic driving, and the LSD. The psychic driving haunts him the most. This is what he had to say. It just haunts me and haunts me, What were they trying to make me believe? Which is kind of messed up. Because he had those... The psychic driving is basically a constant stream of noise or sometimes messages, but he can't... He knows it was there, and he remembers the feeling, but he can't remember what the messages were.
That's some Manchurian Candidate stuff. That's like you say like...
It's like a sleeper agent thing.
Periwinkle, and then all of a sudden they're Jason Bourne,
And they kill... I have to get to something later, because there's a fun bit.
I have the chills, honestly. Like, this type of stuff, it's too much. It sounds fake.
It sounds fake, but these are testimonies.
These are actual things that happened. These are actual
testimonies, and people... Here's the thing, though. Because of the nature of the whole burning of the documents, it's hard to nail down which ones were accurate, because aside from the first one, where she said that she was administered directly by Dr. Cameron, they didn't... these people were at the institute, but I'm not sure if they were under his direct supervision or not. But the experiments were still done, so it's hard to tell sometimes who was part of the experiments and who was just receiving bad medical treatment. This
How
one...
bad could bad medical... Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
You're not going... I have a foot ache, let me pump you full of LSD.
I have a foot ache.
My foot hurts, can I go to the nurse? That is a Clueless reference.
Stay in school, kids. The final one I have is from a Dr. Mary Moreau. I don't know why she was admitted, but I believe she was actually under the supervision of Dr. Cameron. So here we go. He used 67 times the average dose of electric current, talking about electroshock therapy.
This guy should be tried.
And besides that, instead of getting in 2 or 3 times a week, like most physicians do, he gave it in at daily successions.
Oh my god. How was this woman not dead?
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's how it made her feel. I was suspended in space in a deep black hole, so possibly sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
I had no idea that I was a human being. I was without knowledge of my appendages. I had no sense of solidity. I was floating. I was completely disoriented. I thought I was an organism, which I imagine just means a blob in space.
Yeah.
That's what... How do you dissolve mental capacity, personality, so much that they don't feel or know what it is being a human? How do you devolve that so much?
You can't imagine the type of torture and just mental dehumanization.
It's insane.
That's insane.
It is insane. So these were almost guaranteed to be real. Like I said, the documents are gone except for the finances stuff. We know MKUltra exists. We don't know to the extent. Although it was something like 140 sub-projects. Or no,
Yeah.
140... There were 140 like organizations that were involved in a bunch of different...
There were 8 sub-projects.
Okay.
But those were just like...
Only 8? I thought there were a lot more.
There's only 8 sub-projects.
Okay.
But there's they had their fingers in a bunch of different pots. There was 140 different projects in general.
Yeah, I have one that numbered something at sub-project 54.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fucked up. This is
Well,
sad...
actually, I apologize, I misspoke. There were 8 sub-projects of MKUltra studying hypnosis,
okay.
including 2 involving drugs.
So, I don't have much on hypnosis. What do you have on hypnosis?
On hypnosis, the goals included creation of hypnotically induced... Yeah.
Spamelins.
Of spamelins-induced anxiety. Well, okay, so the creation of hypnotically induced anxieties, hypnotically increasing ability to learn and recall complex written matter, studying hypnosis and polygraph examinations, and studying the relationship of personality to susceptibility.
Polygraphs are the lie detector tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's essentially what the studying hypnosis and polygraph examinations they'd be doing, it's if we can hypnotize you into believing a certain thing, even though normal people would know it's not true.
If you believe it, then it won't read as false evidence.
Exactly.
That's messed up.
So they would be sending people into war zones essentially, and if they get captured by and are charged.
I mean, this was all
spies.
This was all for CIA agents.
Yeah.
This was during the Cold War. The reason why they were doing this in the first place was because reportedly the Russians and Chinese also had programs like this. They were doing this to counterbalance.
But I know this is playing such the devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. But can you imagine how useful that would be for someone who's just so dead in the brain?
There's no doubt that it's useful
functional
in the game of espionage.
Yeah.
And everyone was already, everyone was doing it. I have no doubt that every other country that was involved with the Cold War on either side was participating in stuff like this.
Shit. Honestly.
No one should be.
No.
Because this is all. It has to be some sort of violation of a Geneva Convention or war codes. You can't do stuff like this, and yet we do, in the name of national security.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's torture. It's what it is.
It's torture. Psychological torture.
And it was used for torture.
Yeah.
So.
And these weren't criminals. These weren't people that they were spying for the Russians or whatever. These were just people that were I feel a little panicky sometimes. I should go in and get checked out. And they're murder your brain. And it's oh God.
Yeah, they had to do it on unwitting people because, especially in the process of psychosis stuff, if you're aware of the experiments and the reasons for them, it'll change the effect.
I know, but that's still so effed up.
No, it's super messed up. I'm not defending it. I'm just explaining why that's the thing.
I know.
It's messed up. It's horribly messed up.
Well, they were also studying the relationship of personality to susceptibility to hypnosis.
Right.
It's alpha type personality, type A personality. Are you super susceptible to hypnosis? Type B, are you super susceptible to hypnosis? So that's actually kind of an interesting study.
It's all interesting. It's just so horrifying.
Because it was just that the relationship of personality. To the susceptibility of hypnosis. That's an interesting study. That doesn't have to F with everybody's brains.
You don't have to inject them with the listies.
No, but then it's, I can't.
Electrocute them.
I can't, that's just, okay. That's just too much.
What are you trying to do? Get them, kill them?
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially, it's if this didn't work, let's just throw them into the pit.
Electroshock therapy still gives me, that's nightmare.
That's one of those. Nightmare. So one of the largest studies that was conducted was conducted on criminal sexual psychopaths.
Oh,
with a focus on prisoners who had denied the allegations against them, which...
Is all prisoners?
Well, no, I mean, some people plead guilty, but you know how insane it is to be you raped someone. No, I didn't. We're going to perform all kinds of crazy experiments on your brain because you said you didn't. They might not have. You don't know.
I mean, there is room for false accusations in the judicial system.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and people will defend them they're just prisoners, they're the scum of the earth, so they should, whatever. I'm no, they're still human beings.
Yeah.
Human beings, I mean, they fuck up majorly, you lock them up for all of eternity. That's what you do.
Yep.
You don't fucking go Dr. Mengele on them.
Yeah, what happened to no cruel and unusual punishment?
No cruel. What happened to don't fucking torture people?
That's something that I live by personally.
Me too. My new country, there will be no torture.
Oh my god.
I've started my own country, by the way.
Oh yeah. If you'd like to join, please give us an email.
Ask me about my micronation. But yeah, I might just be a hippie liberal, but I don't think we should be torturing or experimenting on people even if they're prisoners.
You see, I'm not a hippie liberal, but I also agree with you.
Well, there we go. We agree on this thing.
We agree on most things, which is strange.
Thank you. Very good work.
My hands are sweaty.
Why did you give me this handshake of just like a fish?
My hands are sweaty. So, yeah, conducted on criminal sexual psychopaths with a focus on prisoners who denied the allegations against them. Some believed the end goal of the program was to discover ways to brainwash people into becoming couriers and spies without their knowledge.
Nigerian candidates.
Yeah.
Sleeper agents.
Yeah. Can we not do that? Let's just have secret agents. Why do you need people that, have a family and are totally normal, and then it's like...
And then they turn into
boysenberry.
They turn into Rambo.
It seems so unnecessary.
I don't know why the MacGyver song got in my head.
Yeah. You see the Rocky song got in my head.
Oh, nice. But Okay. Project Midnight Climax.
Which is the sexiest name for any kind of...
That's a Bond movie.
That is. It's early Bond.
I'm gonna keep that and use that in something. But go ahead and tell me what Project Midnight Climax is. Wait a minute. No, that's the porn parody of Project MKUltra. Project Midnight Climax. But go ahead and tell me about this. This is probably going to be really, really dark, and that joke will be seen in a very different light.
It's also about climaxing, so there you go.
Really?
Yeah. Based out of at least 3 safe houses in San Francisco, Project Midnight Climax was set up to test the effects of LSD on unsuspecting American citizens. So testing began in 1955, with prostitutes being paid by the government to dose clients while CIA agents secretly observed, which is really creepy.
That's some voyeurism shit.
I'm gonna spit LSD into your thing.
I don't know how LSD works, so that was like a little tab.
How
to administer LSD.
Google how to take LSD.
Searching Google for how to take LSD.
If we weren't on a government watch list before, we are now.
Mm-hmm.
You just shouted that into your phone. They're listening to us right now.
How to use psychedelics. Oh, here's how to LSD.
I don't think this is what this is.
Yeah, he's not a doctor.
I love this man.
Take it. Take the LSD. He didn't take it.
I like his laid back, comfortable spot. This guy's amazing.
He was in a white lab coat and then laid back to reveal his neon orange boxer briefs.
Which is the best thing.
It was the best. But he didn't take the LSD.
That's my kind of doctor.
Well, it says that they shot people up with LSD.
Yeah.
But that's just one way of administering it.
I imagine it's also you can take it.
I'm sure you can take it in a tab.
You smoke LSD? I don't know. Ask the Beatles.
LSD doesn't sound like something you would smoke.
It's acid,
but
so I imagine it's either injected.
Didn't they used to lace marijuana cigarettes with LSD? Was it like a thing?
I'm sure they did some. The drugs were a weird decade.
There's a lot of drugs, but so yeah. They would the CIA would be secretly watching. Well, prostitutes drugged their johns. Experimentation soon expanded out of the brothels, with agents secretly dosing civilians at beaches, bars, and restaurants.
How are they doing this?
Hold on, Garçon. Let me just tap a little bit of LSD in this person's water cup. Having a beer? How about a large dose of LSD and acid?
You see, I imagine that they just look like casual beachgoers, right?
Yeah.
But I like to imagine it's just like guys in dark suits, walking by and just tapping glasses. There's a guy with a blow dart, putting LSD into people.
Just an LSD era rent, some fat guy in a Speedo's butt. It's right there.
Why is it never good-looking guys in Speedos?
I'm good in Europe. It's all good-looking guys in Speedos.
We should bring that back. Americans are so...
Repressed.
Yeah, super repressed.
So prior to the San Francisco operation,
Sure.
similar experiments were run in New York City because, of course. But those ended after the U.S. biological warfare
Try that again.
After U.S. biological warfare specialist Frank Olson jumped or was pushed from a 10th floor hotel window in 1953, 9 days after the CIA secretly dosed him with LSD at a research retreat.
What the hell?
Yeah.
They just straight up murdered this guy.
They murdered him.
By pushing him off a building?
He was murdered.
You couldn't have had a... Did they try to make it look like a suicide?
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust the government, kids.
But he was all like I said though, he was at a CIA retreat.
Yeah.
Like a research thing, and they dosed him with LSD there. And then
Pushed him off
9
a
days
building.
later pushed him off a building.
So
He got pushed off a building.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
he can't survive the building.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so did you have those downers and uppers?
Oh yeah. Because this was a really freaky one. Actually.
You really got... I have a list... We'll do this, and then I have a list of the goals that the project had. It's just a list of all the things they were trying to discover.
Okay, so this was another experiment with the downers and uppers that involved the combined use of amphetamines and barbiturates. So amphetamines, if you don't know, amphetamines jump you up and you're awake and blah, blah, blah. And barbiturates are like, I'm going to go to sleep
Bring
forever.
it down, man.
I'm going to go to sleep forever. So it's a sedative and meth.
Really good combination.
So they use it as an interrogation technique, and the test subject would have a barbiturate IV inserted into one arm, and an amphetamine IV inserted into the other. The barbiturates were injected first, and as soon as the person was almost totally sedated, the amphetamines were injected, jolting the subject awake.
And what, electrocuting their heart?
Essentially.
Jesus.
And so they would just do that over and over and over again. Bring you up and then take you down. And
Your
bring you up
brain
and then
would
take
be
you...
fried.
That's essentially
after,
what
the
would
first
happen.
Loop.
The subject would babble incoherently, and at specific times, like in between the jolt awake and down and the up and down,
The uppers and downers.
questions could get useful answers. But there's only occasionally.
Because they had no control.
Mm-hmm.
Their inhibitors were completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yep. That does not sound like fun.
You like the moment you said 2 IVs and one IV in either arm, my entire body just went. I just
Strapping you down to a table.
And I'm
bright
used
lit
to
room.
stuff. I'm used to.
I know.
needles.
Yeah.
I don't. No. No.
Yeah. No. I feel you.
God, that's fucked up. Okay.
Nightmare.
Well,
Nightmare.
So those are some of the nightmares. So those are some of the nightmares that the CIA induced onto the American and Canadian people. Poor Canada. I'm very sorry.
Why did they have to get involved?
Because apparently we're not content to screwing with our own civilians. We had to test the Canadians to see if they were any better.
Leave Canada alone.
But so here's a bit of stuff.
Okay.
Here's a bit of stuff.
I'll take some stuff.
Well, first of all, actually, I did want to take a note as I was looking through things when we were talking about the various sub-programs they had.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one I discovered, very short. I don't have many details on this one. It was called Sub-Project 54, and it was supposed to design a sonic weapon that would be used to induce concussions in people without physical marks.
I don't know why that's not in my thing, because I remember reading about that.
And also possibly erase memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. That is absolutely horrifying.
That's horrifying, but also a spy gadget that I'd love.
I'm just gonna...
All these are cool in the context of a James Bond film.
Not IRL.
No, but in the context of a James Bond film.
Early Bond.
Early Bond.
Like...
I have my concussion gun. This is my sonic concussion gun.
Sleep with me.
Sleep with me. And then I'll hit you with a concussion gun.
I'm going to rape you on a bale of hay and then I'll hit you with my concussion gun. He did that in the movie.
Yeah, he totally did.
He raped a girl in a bale of hay. She was like, no! And he's like, yes.
God, Sean Connery, don't be so rapey.
Sean Connery was super rapey.
Like, is that just the character or is that just Sean Connery? I like him as an actor. Maybe
James Bond is super rapey.
Not so much nowadays. They really toned down the rape.
Well, do you remember 80s movies?
Everything
do you remember
was
Revenge
rapey.
of the Nerds?
Oh my god, they raped everyone.
They raped... 99% of pranks in 80s movies were rape.
Yeah, because it all ends in sex. It's usually unwanted.
I'm gonna sleep with my bully's girlfriend while wearing a Darth Vader mask and have sex with her, and I'm gonna take it off, and she's gonna be like, "You weren't my boyfriend." And then I'm gonna go under the
Don't rub your legs while you're talking about this yet.
I'm gonna go under the table while he's giving the speech, and I'm gonna suck his part. I'm gonna stick it on his thing. And
why would you suck on this?
Because then he's gonna be giving the speech in front of everybody. Can't say anything. What's he gonna do? It's like he's dick in front of everybody. It's just rape. We're gonna put a camera in the toilet of the girl's bathroom.
This is uncomfortable. I'm never gonna watch this movie.
80s movies were full of rape.
Especially, apparently, Revenge of the Nerds.
Especially Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure it was 16 Candles. You forgot that there was rape in that one, huh?
I don't think I've seen 16 Candles.
There's rape in it.
Well, I don't know how to get more depressing than rape in 80s movies.
No. Well.
So here, I have a list of the goals that the MKUltra project were trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to list them off. Let's see. Substances which will promote illogical thinking and impulsiveness to the point where the recipient would be discredited in public. So they just, become a raving lunatic in public, and people are just like, I don't want to listen to that guy. So for basically political assassination.
This is the same reason why people think Charles Manson was like a CIA operative.
Substances that which increase the efficiency of mentation and perception. So heightening your senses. That's a thing. Materials which will cause a victim to age faster or slower in maturity.
Okay.
So the first thing that popped into my head for uses for that technology was child soldiers.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I went positive with that.
But
I was like,
we're
make
talking
dumb
about
people smart.
Yeah, we're also talking about it's flowers for Algernon. God, now I'm sad because that book gets sad at the end.
I know, but I enjoyed the reference.
I know. It was a good literary reference. I don't get a lot of those. Let's see. Materials which will promote intoxicating effect of alcohol. Materials which will produce the signs and symptoms of recognized diseases in a reversible way so that they may be used for malingering, etc.
I don't know what malingering is.
Mal, do not play the Switch while we are on the show.
We found a Switch.
Do not play the Nintendo Switch.
But
What kind of games you got on there?
we got Minecraft, and we got Mario Kart.
Did the binding of Snipper Clips.
We got Snipper Clips, which is fun. And the Binding of Isaac is super fucked.
I have that on PC. I love that game.
Yeah, it's good.
Super creepy.
I'm sorry.
So,
We also have Zelda.
Don't play the Switch.
Okay.
I'm immediately
Okay.
distracted because I want
I'm
one.
turning it off. I'm sorry.
But there's just a lot of weird stuff. I'm trying to think of what are the worst ones. I don't want to list them all. Oh, good. A substance which will produce a chemical that can cause blisters.
So like chemical warfare.
Yeah, chemical warfare.
Friggin' awesome.
A material which will cause mental confusion of such a type that the individual under its influence will find it difficult to maintain a fabrication under questioning. So they can't maintain cover, which could be used in those weird uppers and downers experiments, that sort of thing. So there's just a lot of really fucky shit. I've said that a lot, but it's true.
It is.
It's messed up.
It's one of those. This is the first episode that we've ever done where during my research, I became very uncomfortable, and just extremely upset.
Yeah.
It was upsetting.
It was super
everything
upsetting.
else was just like, Britney's a clone. Lol.
Britney's a clone, lol. Well, next episode we'll make sure it's a lighter episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little bit more lighthearted.
Because I need an upper after this downer. Man.
I definitely need an upper after this downer.
Um,
Who has amphetamines?
Anyone have drugs? Hard drugs, please.
I'll take some meths, thank you.
I have a couple other little tidbits, just that I discovered while doing the research.
Throw them in pup.
Unrelated. This was sort of a precursor to the MKUltra project. I mentioned this, Operation Paperclip.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
So Operation Paperclip was a post-World War II operation underwent by the CIA, which basically went into Germany and tried to recruit a bunch of scientists to help with the forthcoming Cold War. So space programs, medical stuff, technology.
Well, let's remind you, these are bad Nazi scientists, usually.
A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them were registered members of the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
And a few of them were registered war criminals.
Oh!
Yeah.
Much better.
So that's the kind of but that's sort of like a thing that we kind of knew. Like we had Nazi scientists working on the space program.
Yeah, but like, I just feel like you gotta go one or the other.
You can't be a Nazi and a scientist.
No, you can be a Nazi and a scientist. I'm just saying, at least for the people who are like, you can't be anti-Nazi and then also like, hey, how about some Nazis?
Yeah,
you can't be
but
both.
It was the Cold War and the space race, and we wanted to beat Russia. That's the mentality. All of this has to do with beating Russia. We wanted to be.
We're so mature.
Yeah, we're super mature. Of course, it was also a time where everyone had nuclear weapons.
We're still in that time.
Yeah, we are.
It'll never go away. Worse.
It'll never go away.
No, it's because we're smart.
Also, a little one that I found kind of super creepy, just to tie things a bit farther into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not even in the future. It was the 60s. So we all know former President JFK.
Mm-hmm.
We also know his brother, Robert Kennedy, senator,
mm-hmm.
who ran for president
mm-hmm.
in about every year. He was assassinated by a man named Saran, which sounds
made up.
It sounds, but that was his name. Lawrence Teeter, who was the attorney for Saran, believed that the reason why he did the assassination, why he was because he was under the influence of the MKUltra experiments.
Bruh.
Like, which this isn't like anything that's back. This is just one man's thought. This is the attorney's thoughts. He's like he believed that because Saran was under the influence of the MKUltra, that the CIA deliberately tried to get rid of the Kennedys.
That's terrifying.
It's so messed up. What the hell? You can't trust anything.
Did you ever trust anything before?
No, but like now especially
like
now,
extra.
It just seems way more real.
Extra lack of trust. Yeah.
Can we go back to talking about Mothman?
Mothman. Ah.
What the hell?
You don't know Nightman? Dayman.
I don't.
It's from Always Sunny.
I still don't.
Dayman. Ah. Fighter of the Nightman. Ah.
I've heard
Champion of the sun.
I've heard that, but I don't know that.
He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dayman.
So, what do you think? Sorry, just to completely ignore your weird Always Sunny references. The gang conducts illegal chemical experiments on the U.S. population.
That would be a great episode.
The gang being the CIA. The gang investigate MKUltra. What do you even say? What is there to say on this whole thing? That the government was abusing its ability to. It was controlling the citizens. It was undergoing secret and fucking illegal experimentation on unwilling and unwitting civilians in order to achieve a goal that is largely inhumane. Like there were some bits, like we were talking, like maturity, mental maturity. That would help. Stuff that heightens awareness, that would help. But most of it...
Yeah, most of it is just... It's just awful. It's essentially just torture.
It's torture for the sake of being better spies against another superpower.
But there's the issue for me. Like I know you said, the tests are different when you know that you're going through these tests, and I understand that. But this type of thing where you're creating spies or couriers or whatever, these have to be volunteers. You can't
force people against
that.
Their will.
That's.
What if we're all waiting for the code to call to arms?
Oh my god! Let's just go through the dictionary, find out what our
let's go.
What our word is. Aardvark and.
What if it was the first?
Avocado.
Avocado. If it was avocado, we'd all be dead.
Oh, everyone in California would be dead.
And anyone apparently, all millennials and their avocado bread.
I like avocado toast.
You've had that?
But I make that myself. I don't go to a restaurant and order avocado toast.
Do people do that?
They shouldn't. You know how easy it is to make toast and put some avocado on it? You're not paying money for someone to I put a sprig of parsley and a tomato on it. Do it yourself, you child. It makes me so mad.
Christ. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that this is why millennials can't buy a house.
Well, maybe if we spent less money on avocado toast.
We could buy a house. That's equal, right? House, avocado toast.
Same price.
In the amount of money that's such an old story though, but it still bothers me that people are like millennials are lazy and stupid.
I disagree.
I mean, I'm not that lazy.
I'm not stupid.
No.
I don't think.
I would hope not.
I don't think I'm... Well, I feel like stupid people don't think that they're stupid, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
We're probably so dumb.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think we're finally going to put this horrifying experience to rest.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I could talk about avocado toast for like another 6 minutes.
You want this to be the avocado toast and MKUltra episode?
Like the last one. Like the last one's Area 51 and cheesecake.
Every week we'll talk about a food that makes Reese upset.
Oh, we have so many episodes.
Is food like a thing? Like there's supposed foods that frustrate you?
Well,
you know what frustrates me? When people microwave Pop-Tarts.
Who does that?
Psychopaths.
First of all, I don't eat Pop-Tarts.
They're gross.
But I know they go in the toaster.
They go in the toaster.
I'm aware of the fact they go in... Yeah,
that's...
You don't... I don't like microwaves in general.
No.
Because everything tastes gross.
Yeah.
And like squishy.
I always put it in toaster oven.
Yeah. Toaster ovens are good. That's a good purchase.
If I want to eat leftover pizza, I put that shit in the toaster oven.
What bothers me about food is when people buy stuff, like just like endlessly consume things.
Yeah.
That you can make yourself. You know what I mean? But easily make yourself, because you can easily make a piece of toast.
Yeah.
Why are you going somewhere
to get a piece of toast?
That just bothers me.
I don't know. Maybe they want they're paying for, what's it? We're paying for the atmosphere.
That's
I don't know, dude.
That's dumb. That's a dumb thing to spend.
I don't even like avocado toast. It's not my problem.
It's good the way I make it. I've never ordered avocado toast, first of all. But I feel like if I did, it wouldn't be much better than how I make it. Because I make it the way I like it.
Yeah.
And these people are just making it.
Yeah. And then not buying their houses.
Because avocado toast and cheesecake. And vapes. And fidget spinners.
Millennials are killing the planet. Fuck you.
We're all killing the planet.
Thank you very much.
We should stop. It's probably a good idea. You know where that starts?
With us?
I was going to say with annihilating all fidget spinners. Says the person who owns 2 fidget spinners.
How does that save the planet?
Because we're just not so stupid. Also, vapes. No more vaping. Smoke a cigar like a man.
Die of cancer like a man.
Fair.
Yeah, sorry.
If you're dumb enough to smoke a cigarette, you kind of have it coming.
But hey, if y'all, someone out there, believes yourself to be under the influence of the MKUltra or related experiments, you can email us at TheFoilHatBroadcast@gmail.com or leave it in the comments below. Hey, here's a cool thing you can help us with.
Yay!
We like doing this show, even when we get to these really kind of depressing episodes that I wasn't seeing coming.
That's very true.
But if you did, you can spread it amongst your friends. Show it to people you like and spread the word. It helps us out a great deal.
Give us a like, give us a share, post us on your Facebook, Twitter, and or Instagram.
Tumblr, yeah, I guess you got the rest. Snapchat. I don't know.
MySpace, LinkedIn.
Google Plus.
Grindr.
Probably not Grindr.
You can do Grindr. I don't see why not.
Put it on your OkCupid page.
Tinder. Bumble.
Bumble? What the fuck is Bumble?
Plenty of fish and or JDate or blackpeoplemeet.com. Or Farmers Only.
Farmers Only.
You don't have to be lonely.
Probably not
Broadcast channel.
Probably not Farmers Only. So if you're really feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon, and that is at patreon.com/FoilHatBroadcast. I couldn't fit the. They didn't want me to put that in the URL. So Foil Hat Broadcast. Patreon.com/FoilHatBroadcast. Hey, $1 a month helps us out a huge deal. And
every
we greatly appreciate.
Every month we can go get a gumball together.
Don't quantify that. People don't want to do the. I mean,
No, I joke, of course, every dollar truly helps, and it goes to making our dream a reality.
That take was going so well, and then it just all fell
I
apart.
know. Help make our dream a reality. We love this show,
And
and
we
we
want to keep doing
it.
And it would mean the universe and all the creepy shit within it to us. But I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to go take both an upper and a downer at the same time.
Ooh.
And get a hamburger.
Sounds like fun.
But until the next, hopefully, more cheery and positive, well, not positive, episode, ladies, gentlemen, and MKUltra agents, good night.
Go to bed, kids.